to the Lead Quick interview series. Um,
Yeah.
we're excited to have you. We know how far you have been um, in the biorisk and ecological space. We know
Research. Yeah.
how much you have been advocating for better use of our water, better water
Yeah.
policies. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so we felt that we should be able to have this conversation with you so that you
Yes,
can
sir.
further leverage our audience because
Yeah.
we are
Yeah.
streaming on YouTube, we are streaming on Facebook, and we are streaming on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So that you can share more insight into some of these issues. So on
Yeah.
this edition of the program today, we want to look at what are the risks, the bio risk, and the ecological threats that Nigeria faces, and what are
Yeah.
the possible solutions to managing those challenges and all that. So, but before we go
Yeah.
into the details of this interview, um, I,
Yeah.
I would like you to just give us a brief background of yourself so that our viewers can understand who we are talking with.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. It's okay. Good morning, viewers. My name is Adegbite from Illicit Jebu, College of Health. It's so interesting to we are looking at uh, my background is I have geology and water management, and then my PhD is in groundwater governance. All this here is very important because as a human being, every day we touch the environment. Every day, every year, we touch our environment, and by so doing, we are being exposed to a lot of risk based on our activities. It's a circle. What you do as a human being, is so huge that it has impact on the environment. And then in our college here, College of Earth, we have a motto. We're looking at holistic health. So yes, health is important. Then in Nigeria, we are really looking at preventive. You don't look at prevention. So we are, this center, Ecological Center, we're looking at what are the impact and the relationship between the environmental media and human beings that face this risk. And it's so unfortunate in Nigeria, we are facing three things. No, very important, three things. Our issue face on three things. Number one, people themselves, their knowledge of things, their awareness, perception about things around them. Then number two, we have issue of data availability. Yes, there's no database for all these things they're talking about. These are a big challenge. Database to all the research that we have. I can put them on a database that can be seen by all over the world. This is another challenge. And then the other one is government policy. Government policy. So our issues, in Nigeria revolve around three things: people themselves, the government policies, formulation, regulation, and data. Our data that are available, are they reliable? Are they okay? These are the things we are looking at the center. We are having a database, and then so far we are trying to establish a garden that we have all these things taking place. We have laboratory, then we go to the field, soil, water, food, even air quality, so that what are the impact on the people around these people, the places. But unfortunately, our problem is people themselves, and then government policies, and then data availability is important. So in our center for now, for years back, we're trying to gather data, get data in the database to look at all those media, food, air, water, and soil. So, for example, let me give you a scenario. If you go to our urban centers, on the road divide, you see waste drop on the road. Then you see animals, goat, fowl, chicken. They go there to feed on those things, and from there they can pick all these contaminants, all these bioweapons. When I my boss at work now, the topic is bioweapon. They say, are you a military person? They are shocked. But what's the bioweapons? Is what are the contaminants in the society, in the environment, like the organism, pathogenic microorganisms, the virus, the bacteria. These are the bioweapons that it can create disaster among us. And it's so unfortunate. All of these things, for example, if you have a water that's contaminated that you drink, water that's bad, not wholesome, immediately you have the effect. maybe typhoid, diarrhea, dysentery immediately. But some other bioweapons, it takes longer time, like virus, fungi. They take longer time effect before they start to show up. All this one, this is very important. So, for example, as I said, go to our streets, plastics. You see all this one, just everywhere. These are bioweapons because along the line they start to harbor microorganism, they harbor virus, fungi that goes back to the circle, to the environment through which human beings are being exposed to. These are the issues with Nigeria, and then God, is so merciful. Around us, we have all these solutions. So in our centers, we have plants that they can solve all these problems. Plants that are medicinal herbal plants that we monitor them. What are the effects, and then when they are attacked by virus or microorganisms, what are the impacts? So these are the things I'm studying now. At our center. So even last time we went to the field to collect food items on the street, like all these snacks, pop off, shin. So on the street, where they prepare them on the gutter side, and you see that all these microorganisms they jump to those feed because microorganisms now pathogens they love it, and they see them, in those food like pop off, kakara, all these beans that are being prepared along the street, around gutters, because of what the people lack of knowledge, perception, attitude of all these things. So these are the things we are doing so far in the Center of Ecological Research and Biorisk Management. In fact, it's so funny. All these uh, E. coli, all those microorganisms, they are very common in those food prepared along the gutter, on the environment. So without hygiene. So these are the things we have been looking for and documenting so far in our center.
Okay.
So
Thank
yeah,
you very much, Doc.
yeah.
Now, what since you have really talked about the bioweapons within the environment, and
Sir,
how Nigerians should be able to be aware of such things. They are very common.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Yes, I can
Yeah,
hear
go
you.
ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes. The question?
Yes, I'm saying that you have kind of explained the bioweapons that we have within our environment. I want to bring you
Yeah.
back to the time of COVID-19. Um,
All right.
what do you think? Is COVID-19 a bioweapon?
This question is so controversial. It's very controversial, and then we want to be very, very careful here. But to
Yes.
me, whatever you do, the result can come up with all these bioweapons. Our activities, maybe a human error. But I want to say it's the COVID-19 is target or something. There are a lot of theory, a lot of conspiracy theory. But to me, all this with what we do on the environment can cause gene mutation naturally. This can come up naturally. Yes, maybe some are used for army, for all this war, but we have to open our heart, open mindedness, open our hand to see. Yes, human being, we are so funny. We can make a mistake and then this thing become an issue, big issue. So COVID-19, where to some people they said it's cultured, it's possible, but at the same time, if I try to solve a problem, the other problem can come up. That's nature for you. So we shall try to manage all those ones. Okay, what are the solutions to those COVID-19? Already it has come to say what are the solutions. Then we have management, keeping distance, using all those ones. But another problem is that data is important. Data is important. For in Nigeria now, as our case to Nigeria, what are those people that are dying? Is it for COVID-19? Is other issues? And then even look at other problems. Like look at the HIV now, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Even so this
Your network is distorting. It's actually being distorted. I don't know what it is, whether it is from the service provider, but we can't seem to hear you. Okay, I can see that your network is down. Yeah, I think
hello,
it's
can you
back
hear
up.
me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Your network was a
Sorry.
bit down and distorted at a point.
Lágbára. That's okay. Hello?
So can you hear me, Sam?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. The
Yes, so go
network
ahead. Go ahead. You were trying to talk about data.
So bad. That's no Nigeria for you. The network is so bad.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. In
so go
Nigeria, that's
ahead.
our problem. In Nigeria, even most of these researches, they head up indoors. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Ah, my goodness.
No, this will stop now. So we need to have orientation, people orientation, and then our government has a role to play too. So that we can sustain all these researches. It's very important. So COVID-19, yes, right now, even in China, they say it's occurring again. But
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria, what happened? We have other issues, problems, so that this can be a challenge to us. Data is important, that's reliable. Most of this our funding now, for example, our funder, they have their own objectives. Then our result, we can tailor it towards the funder objectives and not just tell us the reality on ground in Nigeria. These are problems we have, challenges. Most of these funder, this grant organization, they have their own aims, objective, and then they try to what tailor our result, not show reality on the ground. So we have a lot to do in Nigeria in terms of data integrity, data availability, so that we can be in the right direction to solve all this environmental problem, risk. Even if you go to villages, a lot of people, and in Nigeria, for example, in Africa or Nigeria, example, we don't really take care of our culture. It's important. Culture is important. Culture, very, very important. All this culture, you have to embed them in our researches. For example, if you go to villages where their water sources is rivers, one
Mm-hmm.
side,
Wow. The network is down again. Um, I don't know if we can continue with this interview. Uh, Dr. Ayode, I think the network is really, really disturbing and distorted. Perhaps we might need to reschedule this interview for want of a better network because our audience will not be able to make sense of this conversation as it is. All right. So, but let me take advantage to call your attention to the book on your screen. You can see that book on your screen, Becoming Creative and Innovative. It's a book that was written by myself, Osai Ilome, and Konsi Kim. Konsi Kim is a South Korean. Uh, okay. Ejina, you are back. Can you hear me, Sam?
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. But oh, finally, the network has taken him out. I think that is where we'll end that interview with Engineer Ayoade Adegbite, the Director for Center for Ecological and Biorisk Management. He's trying to come back. Uh,
Yeah, I try
hello,
to use.
hello. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, sure, I can hear you.
Okay. So I think maybe it's like this network is better. You changed the network.
Yeah, yeah, yes, I do that. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I think this network is better. So very quickly, tell us what has been your
Yeah,
major challenge in this your Center for Ecological and Biorisk Management.
it's basically it's funding. It's funding, very and also people perception. If you go out there for data collection, they are scared. They are scared. They don't want to come up. They don't want to. So these are issues. And then to me, we need a government policy that that really help the system. Yeah, if not so, okay. So funding is important, and then resources. It's also important. Resources, funding, and people themselves. If you go there to collect data, they don't want to listen to you. There's no what we call trust among the people among ourselves. Don't trust again. So it's a big challenge. Funding, resources, personnel, and then laboratories to work with. Also, this is a big problem. Okay, and when you have done a lot of work, serious work, and for the government to now look at them and then to try to implement them, it's another challenge. Like for example, in Ogun State, they have uh, a rubber plantation that can supply a plastic industry. They do plastic industry, all this all this plastic. They have a big factory in Ogun State, very big one, and they have resource for that, raw material for that from rubber plantations. What happened to the plantation? It's been cut down, sold out. Even this factory has been shut down. You know why? It's possible to have what we call circular economy. Circular economy. All this plastic, they go back to that factory to be processed, but you see them on the road, you see them on the streets. These are problem of what? Biorisk. Most of this plastic, yes, they can harbor microorganisms. They use them to do sobo. We're transferring what? Microorganisms among ourselves. This plastic, you see how those people, they go to the street and start collecting the plastics. They go and use it for agbo, these herbs. And then through that one, what do you expect? You see what we call a circular, all these organisms are now moving around again. So these are problem with policy in Nigeria. So if you go to that company, it's in a Waterside, a very big multi-brand that was abandoned, where they can do rubber. In fact, they do before the tires there. Tires they do there. If you can go to what we call circular economy, it will reduce waste volume on our environment. And this waste volume, they cause big challenge. You see
So
animals, they go to the those dump sites, they go and feed on them, and then from there they pee into themselves. And then we love animal, we love chicken, you keep them. Then the organisms, that bad weapon coming back to the society. These are our challenges.
now,
And the people have to be very careful. Yeah. Are you okay? Are,
okay,
are you following me?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I'm following you. But I wanted to kind of draw attention to something.
To All
You,
right.
you
Go
talked
ahead.
about this. You talked about this business organization, and you also
Yeah.
talk about funding as a challenge. So, where does the business community,
Yeah.
or how is it not possible for your center to take advantage of the business community to fund your
Yeah.
activities?
Yeah. Thank you. In Nigeria, our mentality is that they want quick money. Quick now. Want to invest, return quickly. But this one is a long time something. Unless you have to convince them, and then these business people, they look at the impact on the humanity first. But then they put money first. They don't they put money there. They want that money immediately. The revenue or profit really. So we need to sit down and then put have the love of environment, put have care for people, humanity. Then with that, they can come up together and then find out a way forward. This is very even all these ways. The cycling is there, recovery is there, but people don't look at that area because Nigeria, as a business personnel, they are after return, return, cost recovery, return. That's what they're after. But it takes longer time. If you can come for like a conference, like a workshop, and find a way out there, I think you solve the problem. Solve the problem. In fact,
So,
this bio weapon,
so
yeah,
I think you have an idea now, which for
yeah,
me, we can collaborate with you to see how we can achieve that. Because yes, I understand the point you made, which is Nigerian investor or Nigerian business
yeah,
communities are always
yeah.
looking out for quick returns. But
Yes,
you made a point, which is perhaps they don't have this kind of understanding of the importance of
yeah,
biotech, bioweapons,
yeah, exactly, yeah,
in our
yeah,
present day. So
yeah.
perhaps if we can have um, like a forum, a conference
Okay,
where we
yeah,
bring these business communities together and
yeah,
enlighten them, educate them
exactly,
on the
yeah,
importance of your work. What do
yes,
you
yes,
think?
okay. I think it should go a long way. Even in our garden, we're trying to have a wind power. We want to have a solar system so that it can reduce impact on this on the environment. All this one, even the wind power they are used there. Just our garden there, so that it's a way to reduce even impact on climate change. Okay, yes, we can come together, talk together, have a common front, have the same page, I think you can move ahead a lot. But it takes time to change their opinion, their perception, their attitude towards this thing. But to me, let's be optimistic, let's be positive to work. Try to work. If all this, if you look at all these poultry people, poultry, they drop waste anywhere. Look at it for biogas. There's a problem. There are waste, but a lot of microorganisms from the dung, from the poultry, they just drop it illegally anyhow. And then this also is a problem because all those microorganisms, they go back to all these plants, and then from there you can pick them up, and it's a threat. This is a threat, it's a risk, hazard for human health.
Have you published? Have you been able, because now we have these threats, from the agribusiness sector, from the plastic industry, and from other sector that as well. Have you been able to publish any report, that provides a detailed analysis, a detailed information of some of these challenges, and perhaps new technologies that these people can deploy?
They're available. They're available all over the world. I mean, no. Although we have the data, we have the report, documented as we're doing our work. I think to us it's a face by face. If you have enough document, then we can now yes, you are comfortable. Yes, you can now push them out. But so far, we have got the data, try to look at the data, analyze them, so that we're able to come up with something that's concrete that you can rely upon. Okay, so that so far for 2 years now, we are trying to gather data, gradually and gradually. And then again, how can we use our plants? The idea, our plants to solve this problem, bioremediation, all those ones that we're trying to do, recycling of this waste to reduce the impact on the environment, because it's a big challenge for us. All right.
Okay, so I want to thank you very much for your time.
Yes, sir.
What is the last message that you have for the business community? Because for us, we are speaking to the business community. What is your message?
Oh, it's very simple. You should look into that area to solve or to invest, because at the long run, it will pay off. In fact, the issue of this too, when they try to look at that area, they will really make a lot of from that. So they should not be do the SWOT analysis and look at the way you can take this around, so that they can also have returns, and at the same time they solve the risk that are affecting the environment. So we have, they are damn good at the people. They can look at the risk, and then I'm sure it's worth it, so that they can invest and come together and solve the problems. Okay.
Thank you very much
for having me. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
God bless you, sir.
Yeah, God bless
you. How's Abuja?
Abuja is fine. Abuja is fine.
How's Abuja?
Yeah, we are good.
Good. Thank you so much, sir. Nice
yeah, I'll be in touch.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.